Hey everyone, GReimer here, coming at you once again from Cerro Gordo Zoo. Back doing some more ZAWA for your eyeballs and ear holes to enjoy. Sorry about last week, if you guys were noticing. I didn't get an episode out last week. I was sick. My sinuses were a mess. I sounded terrible. And if I still sound a little nasally, it's because I'm on like the back end of it. But I'm doing better. I'm back at work, doing all that other fun stuff. But yeah, it was a little tough to do an episode last week. It just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't a thing. But we're back here in the zoo. We're standing here in front of the giant panther head right now. Just kind of contemplating what the next step is. And I think the next step might actually be somewhere behind me for what we're going to work on today. But before we do that, we have to name some birds. So in the previous episode, you guys once again killed it by naming the frigate and the two frigates and the albatross. And we're here to actually get them named right now. So, I would like to give a big shout out to Gavin Boland. We're going to be naming the frigates first. Gavin Boland suggested that we name the first one Starlet. And sure, we're going to name one of the frigates Starlet. And then Star Nanny suggested that we name one Jack. She actually suggested that we name one Jack and Pete, but since I wasn't going to be putting another one in there, we're just going to pick one of the names. We're going to go with Jack. And then for the albatross, we are going to go with Alex. Alright, now Alex was suggested by Emma May, so thank you very much for that. And thank you to everyone who submitted names. As usual, if I don't pick yours, please keep on trying, because I still got animals to name, and I am going to desperately need some help, because I am terrible at naming these things. Okay, so let's go on into the aviary here. Say hi to the harpy eagles. Hello, harpy eagles. How are you? What are you guys up to? You're just hiding in the corner? Good talk. Alright, so we're going to go back here. We're going to actually add these birds to this exhibit. Helps if I actually had my pickaxe ready. Let's open this up just a little bit. And like most of the birds, we're actually going to cover this up, and I'll use my ender pearl trick to get on out of here. Alright, so let's do the albatross first. Let's put Alex in place. We'll put this one right back here. And bouncing. Okay, got him. And Alex is a female. Say hi, Alex. Alright, and then for the frigates, let's put one like right down here. And that will be Jack. Just kind of suspended in animation. Jack is also a female, so I guess maybe Jacqueline. I don't really know. And then over here, we're going to put the other one, and this will be Starlet. And Starlet is a female as well. We got a bunch of ladies in here. They look so lovely. And then it's time for my great escape. Wah! Haha, I am free. Okay, so we got the waterfall birds put in. How about that? That was pretty good. Not bad at all. This place is basically done, except for the path definitely needs a little bit more love and attention here. We actually only have 2 more birds to add to this entire aviary here, and that is the condor and the bald eagle, which I've been saying for episodes now. There's going to be like this tower right here coming out of the lake, and I still like the idea. I think that's a cool idea. The problem is I'm not really liking the idea. I'm kind of changing my mind on that. I'm thinking I might have another idea in mind, because I like how this looks with the lake with it, where you can see like this. It's mainly from over here. Let's just yeet ourselves over here. I like how this looks from this side, with the kind of like the catwalk or boardwalk kind of going along the edge right there. I think that looks really cool, and I don't want to like muck it up by putting a big tower in the way. I think I could actually make this work better than just by throwing a tower in the way. Because I kind of like the way that this looks. Oh, we also need to make a butterfly exhibit. There's so much stuff still to do in the zoo. It's kind of insane. But as far as the bald eagle then in the condor area, especially, because I really kind of forgot about the condors. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I kind of forgot those things even existed. But hey, I remembered now. As far as the condors go and stuff, I might build another area for them. And then this walkway right here can literally connect to it. I don't know. I got to brainstorm on that. But because I still have some planning to do in that, I'm going to move on to something a little bit different. I think I'm going to move on to something right here. Okay, first things first, though, is I'm going to go remove this tree back here. Because as I've learned in the past, if I ever try to do like a replay mod thing, those trees really do not like to cooperate with it. So I'm not even going to mess around with that. I'm going to take that thing out right away. So that way I have plenty of space here to do some building. So I got this idea in mind of having having this walkway here kind of go across to over there, and possibly even connect to like right over here to that path. And then you could have like exhibits dotted in the side of the hillside here, or the side of the mountainside. I don't know. Brainstorming that too. But right here I want to throw something, and I've got a few animals left that I haven't actually made made an exhibit for. So I thought, what if I just opened my chest and saw what I had, and then built something for one of them. And there is a lot of animals in these chests, by the way. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. Now, a lot of these are like either vanilla mobs or... Oh, I don't have a horned owl. Ah! How did I forget about the owl in the aviary? Oh my goodness. Oh, that is... Oh, ooh, you know what? We're doing it. We're making a great horned owl exhibit in this episode. I was going to try to pick something else for that area that I was just looking at, but I feel like such a big old da-da-da for not having an owl exhibit yet. How did I forget about those guys? Seriously, no joke. I was actually seriously considering putting a beaver exhibit right there, and I still might. That might be in the next week's episode. But great horned owls. Seriously, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? How could I have forgotten them? I just, it blows my mind. Okay, so we still have room here inside here, and this is a perfect time for me to use this little outshoot right here, or whatever, this little offshoot of the mines right here, to add the owl exhibit in. Oh, I cannot believe I forgot these guys. Okay, so, like with everything, though, I'm going to need some space for them, and I got to determine or decide where I'm going to be putting the viewing area. I think it might be kind of cool. Let's see, how much room do I have on this side? Let's go in here. Okay, so I did actually curve this kind of over to the left, so that should leave me a little bit of extra room to actually do... Wow, that's really loud. To actually do a little bit of digging this way, too, but... Because I'm a little crunched for space over here when you look at, like, what we got going on over here. This is the edge of the mountain. So I'm a little crunched. But I can probably make it work. All right, let's get to digging.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. Face on when I chase like that, yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough, calluses on my hands so rough. Yeah, I call your bluff, I'm not the one. Mess with me and come out with none, cause I'm so done. You had your fun, and now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it, but I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
There we go. Okay, I'm thinking I could probably work with this, although this little bit right here, just all of a sudden now that I'm looking at it, I don't really like. Throwing off my feng shui, let's just change that up a little bit. I don't really like how there's like a square right there. It looked kind of weird. Might still tweak it just a little bit more. So, I don't really have... Well, I mean, I can always get a whole bunch of owls to put in here, but I don't really need a whole bunch. I was thinking about maybe really just putting one quite possibly one in here. I have two that I have in my inventory actually right now, but I'll probably just put one in here to be honest, because I don't really need to be too lavish. And plus, owls don't exactly hang out in like packs. I believe they just kind of are on their own. They're like lone wolves here. So let's go hop into the wood chest real quick. Normally I start off with the ground, but I kind of created like it to drop down here a little bit, so that when you're standing here, it kind of seems like you're standing over a little bit more of an abyss, you know, kind of thing. Well, not an abyss. You can see the ground, but a little bit of a drop off there, so it's not just flush with the terrain that you're on. But let's grab some wood here, because one thing I want to create in here, and we'll grab some oak wood and probably some fir wood, and might be about it. Might be about it. All right, we'll grab a couple of little types of wood here, because what I want to do is I want to create almost like a kind of in this corner right here, almost like a big tree trunk, a place where they have because I'm going to probably have to remove a little bit more of the stone, but a place where they have like a hole in the tree to kind of reside in. It's kind of like almost like a stereotypical look for an owl to be sitting inside of a hole in a tree while looking for like things at night. So let me dig this back just a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a tree, not really a tree, but like the tree trunk kind of going all the way up to the roof right here. Something kind of like that. Okay, now I also opened up this area a little bit more than what I was originally planning. I was thinking about putting like a facade kind of like wall in here, something that wasn't really a thing, you know. The birds couldn't even go in there, but you know, using black concrete and whatnot. But the more I thought about it, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I actually did leave this open for the owl to actually fly in? So I'm going to leave that in here. Now, yeah, he could technically hide back here and kind of be out of the viewing area, so it kind of gives him that option. But I'm doing it anyway because I think it'll look pretty. So, all right. So I got some hay bales here too, because if we're going to build like a little bit of a nest inside this tree for him, then why not? We can kind of go all out on that thing. And I also do want to grab, let's check the ground blocks for a second. How do I not have grass in there? That's insane. Bat backpack, don't let me down now. I have a few pieces there, okay? Let's go ahead and dot a couple of this in here too, and then we'll use a shovel to mat it down. And that should look pretty good, except for that part's not gonna look good. I'll have to fix that. But yeah, we'll create like a little bit of almost like a nest inside this tree for the owl. Okay, there we go. That's done. It's put in. It's not much, nothing fancy. In fact, I really don't think anyone's going to even be able to see it from the viewing area. But I'll know it's. I know you can kind of see it, but I'll know it's there, and I can sleep easy knowing that. Okay, so let's actually do the ground now. Something that I was kind of. I did a little out of order. Usually I try to do the ground and then I'd add decorative pieces, but we're going to do the ground right now. Probably start off with replacing with just grass, because this is going to have to look more like a forest in this area without actually adding any real trees, because there's really not a lot of room to add any trees. So, all right, let's get to replacing the floor. Okay, the base of the forest floor is down. It's nothing fancy. I do need to go in and add some path blocks and stuff, but I'll worry about that later once I get all the foliage put in, or at least all the plants, the blocks put in, at least. So, speaking of, actually, I might want to move on to that right now, because although I don't want to clutter this too much, because I want people to be able to walk in here and actually see it, so maybe put like leaves and stuff dangling on the sides more so than anything. I don't want to make this seem like it's not like an overgrown forested area. So I'm going to need to get the bat backpack out here. Where are you, trusty old friend? I need you desperately in my life. Let's get some oak leaves out here and probably some spruce leaves. I think I'm going to go heavy on those things. I might even throw in a couple of willow ones in here too, just to kind of get that hanging feeling going with leaves. But I definitely got to make this look forested, like I said, without actually adding any trees. It's always going to be a little extra difficult. This top part here needs some love too. Like, that's not done. That looks pretty bad. But I'm just worrying about the bottom part right now. So we can also add in, where is it, some glowstone here. We can also get like the lighting kind of sorted out right away here before I get too far into this, because I can just totally blend this in with like some of the terrain and stuff as far as what's going in right here. So if I were to put like one in here, if I hit it like right in the ground like that, would you be able to see it from here? That sort of becomes a question. No, you don't. Okay, so that works out pretty good. So I can add in like some leaf piles right here to get the overgrown look kind of going right off the bat. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to dot this around all over the place, actually. So there's probably another one over here someplace. I can start knocking out the torches to see if I'm lighting this up properly, but I can maybe add one right here. Put another light source in right there. Now, will I be able to see that one? That one's kind of a little bit closer. Will I be able to see that one from here? No, not really. I mean, maybe a pixel or two, but that's about it. So let's go ahead and sprinkle in some of the foliage in this area too, and I want to make sure that this is very overgrown. Very overgrown is kind of what I'm going for right here. There we go. Now, as far as what we got going on the ground here, I'm liking what we got. All right, this looks pretty good. Overgrown, I like it. Definitely looks more forested, like way better than just the cave that I started off with. And I even added a little bit on top to kind of makes that tree part look a little bit better, because it really kind of sucked. It looks, yeah, all right. I think it's gonna look better once I add a little bit more detail to it. Usually that's how the builds go. They always start off looking like kind of meh, and then as time goes on and adding more detail, they start looking a little bit better. So I'm gonna just stick with that. I guess maybe if I made the roof look a little bit better too, or the ceiling look a little bit better, a little bit more overgrown, and kind of get my idea out for that, or get my idea that I have for the roof down here, that maybe that it'll start coming together. I'm thinking about adding actually leaves up in the kind of like this higher area, and they're kind of spewing out, you know, kind of all along the side here, maybe draping down on the sides. So, let's see, Bat Backpack, where are you again? I need you desperately again in my life. How many leaf blocks do I have? I don't have, there's some oak leaves there. Yeah, I might have enough. I might have enough to do this. There we go. Something kind of like that. Now, by adding a lot more leaf blocks up on the top there, I hear a spider. It's nighttime out there. Creepers be creeping. It's alright. I'm inside. I say it's alright in air quotes. I don't know if anything's going to come in here and murder my face. I guess something could. There's a zombie right there that probably wants to murder my face, and he's coming this way. But yeah, by adding those leaf blocks up on the top like that, it kind of hides the transition between the wood and the stone a little bit, and it makes it look a lot better. Now, as you're looking through right here, like from where the viewing area is, you can see... Is there something coming to kill me? I hear something walking around. I gotta sleep. This nighttime thing always is distracting. Alright, horrible things. Where are you, creepers? I want to talk to you. Come here. I need your gunpowder. You get out of here. Everyone get out of here. Creepers, you go away. Creepers been creeping. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're not welcome here. Shoo. Alright, now as I was trying to say before, I was so rudely interrupted by those guys. The leaf blocks up on the top, I think, add a nice little like break between where like the stone and the wood hit, so it really makes the thing look a little bit more forested. And I like how I have a big stone face still back there, so that you do remember that this is inside of a cave. It's not actually, or inside of a mine rather. It's not actually just the actual forest itself. So I think that adds a nice little touch to it. Now we're nearing the end of this actually. Aside from some finer details actually, I just need to add some plant life, and this is basically done for the owl exhibit. So how about I do a little bit of custom detailing on the roof here and kind of get this cave looking kind of nice and pretty, and then we'll see what we got. Normally I like to add like some dirt or something in the roof here, but I think this actually looks pretty good just on its own, especially with the leaf foliage, all that stuff like that kind of covering the top like it's a canopy. It's almost like it's the top of this tree that's kind of covering this entire area. So I think I'm just going to leave it just like that and say that that's probably good enough for that part. Yeah, all right. So now it's just a matter of what do we do on the ground. Let's get the plants backpack out here, and we're gonna dive on into this. Now I don't have any water in here, and that's fine. It's supposed to be somewhere deep in the woods, actually, kind of that kind of feel. So we're definitely gonna go with probably some toadstools and some mushrooms and stuff. They can go in here for sure. It is well lit in here too because of the glowstone that I put. I even added a little bit up in here too to light up this area in here, so if the owl is in there, people down there can still see them. But let's go ahead and mat down maybe some of this grass actually in various places, kind of give the forest floor just a little bit of a different look to it, like something like that. And all around like here. Now that needs to be fixed. That's no bueno. Okay, all fixed up. Added in a couple of mushrooms in there too. I think that's probably good enough for the way it is right now. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to have like mushrooms in here like crazy. Now, dead leaves are going to be a huge one, of course. I'm going to be sprinkling them in, but I think I'm going to sprinkle them in afterwards. I want to make sure I get some other kind of plants in here. Maybe a couple of bushes too, berry bushes. They would absolutely be in the forest. So, right there. And right there. Yep. Yeah, all right, that works. That works pretty good. Now, as far as anything else that would be in the forest itself, I mean, we could squeeze in like maybe one dead fern someplace, but I don't want it to look like this is overgrown, or like or not overgrown, like this is arid or dry. So I don't really want to go too crazy on that, but maybe somewhere tucked in with the rest of the bushes over there, almost like part of the bushes died, as if this was almost like a berry bush, like a raspberry bush or blackberry bush, and that was just like a dead part of it. I think that would look kind of cool. I don't think there's anything much else that I would like to add really to this. I know that there's a whole bunch of different plants and stuff in here. I mean, wild celery might grow in the forest, I suppose, so I could add in a piece of that here. There's not a lot of area on the ground for this exhibit anyway, so I don't want to overdo it too much. I think that works out. Yeah, I think that works out pretty good. Okay, so let's grab the bone meal then, and we're going to doodad up the ground here a little bit. We're going to get some grass growing in here. I guess flowers are okay, and I need to learn how to be okay with flowers being okay. Like that, we're going to just say that's fine. Me and my flower issue, I don't know where that came from either. Like, I usually never had an issue with flowers. I thought they looked just fine, but for some reason this season, I've been just like struggling with flowers and just accepting them for being there. But we're going to leave that one. We're going to leave that one the way it is. Because it's a forest after all. It's supposed to be kind of like a forest, and it's fine if there's flowers growing in the forest. So maybe add a couple of them being taller here. Yep, okay, I think that's good. I think that's really good. Now, as far as anything else, oh, we got the dead leaf piles. Whoops, I kind of forgot about those things. They can be on the trunk of the tree as well. They can be all over the ground. They can actually be even in here, although you definitely won't be able to see in here from, oh, you can't list them on leaf flex, from outside there, or from the viewing area, but you know, I'll know it, and then once again I'll be able to sleep easier knowing that. So let's sprinkle in a bunch of this stuff all over the place, and then I think that should be just about it. I think the exhibit might be completely done then. Okay, so let's just seal this up right here and see how this looks. I might have to pretty up the outside, not inside of the exhibit there, but the outside area here that where I'm standing, because it's definitely needs some work. But how does this look for right now? I mean, like I said, this needs some work. This needs to be carved back a little bit so people can actually see, so people can see what's going on here. Like even something like that is better. All right, yeah, there we go. How does that look? Does that look like a good owl exhibit? Now, I'm only going to be putting one great horned owl in here, so get your thinking caps on. I'm going to definitely need a name for that one. Yeah, I'm thinking one. I have more than one, so I mean, I guess if there's some really knockout names, maybe I'll throw two in there. But yeah, for right now, I'm only planning on one. I'm thinking this exhibit turned out pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I want to add. That actually looks pretty good. I think that's a wrap. So thinking caps, people. Start thinking about your best owl names, because I am going to need them, because I am not good at naming things. If I don't get a good name for the owl, his name is going to be Earl. Okay? I mean, Earl's not a bad name. It's just that I don't know why I would name an owl Earl. So, alright, you guys. I'm going to get on out of here, though, because I got to get to sleep and get to work in the morning. I think this turned out pretty good. We have a lot of little detailing to do as far as, like, the paths in here and the landscaping all throughout the zoo. There's a lot of little details still left to do, as well as quite a few animal exhibits to add, as you know, into the place, too. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series, and if you are, please go down and smash that like button. And I will see you guys in next week's episode. So thank you guys so much for donating your eyeballs and ear holes. Something's dying. Oh. No! No! Oh, we lost another one. Okay, let's take these things out because they can get trapped underneath it. What was it, Jack? It was... Oh, no. Alex, no, it was Starlet. Oh. Alright, so remove these things because they can get trapped under there. Okay, well, before we wrap this episode up, I could use an extra frigate name. So add that in with the owl. But we have to go do something before we wrap this episode up. No, I never wanted to return here. All right, Gil Gates, hello. Yes, we're here. I guess we'll put this one right here. Okay. Oh, sad day. Sad day. Okay, so this actually marks the second animal to perish here at the zoo. And then we're going to add the sign. Starlet. Starlet, you were so young. You were really only one episode long. That's how long you lived. That was pretty brutal. Who'd have thought that you had been undone by a mini lily pad? But apparently that's what got you. Just like how air got Gil Gates over there. a lily pad got you, Starlit. I am so sorry. I would have never added them if I would have known this would have been the result. May you rest in peace, good friend, and goodbye.